Hey VC, Uncle Roddus back again. This is a remake, a video remake, because I made a cock up. I actually made a video for the records I'm about to show like a month ago and hadn't got around to posting it, and then I posted it and then it got blocked because of the music I had playing in the background. So never use ECM music. ECM are a great label, but they're a bit tight ass letting their music get put up on any sort of platform on the internet. Actually, I noticed all of the ECM records that are on Discogs, well, not all of them, but all the ones that I've looked at, all the videos from YouTube that were put onto the Discogs page for each record have been blocked or deleted. So yeah, they're being very vigilant on that. And so yeah, I didn't think about it, and I had one of these records playing in the background and at the start of my video, and yeah, it got blocked in all countries. So alright, I should have brought this down with me. Okay, so what happened was back in May, New Zealand Music Month was still happening, and I was still trying to pick up a few New Zealand records. I'd been in town for some medical appointments, I think it was, and I was going to go and pick up the wife from after work at her work, and her work is quite close to the record shop, which is kind of inconvenient. And anyway, I had 40 odd minutes to kill, so I was browsing the shop, and I didn't go to my usual boxes and bins. I actually had a look at the CDs. I was actually looking in the New Zealand CD collection, secondhand and new. They're all pretty much mixed up really. Sort of looking at a lot of CDs that of records that I know about in New Zealand that you can't find on vinyl. I mean, it's not that they're not on vinyl, but a lot of them aren't available and very hard to find, even reasonably recent ones, because a lot of them are produced in such limited numbers. So yeah, that was an interesting exercise, and I actually I probably could have bought 100 plus CDs of records I wouldn't mind having in my collection that I can't find on vinyl. But yeah, I will hang out for the vinyl if I can. So I was actually leaving the shop and on the way out, and I was walking past the new arrivals bin, which is second-hand bins but new arrivals. And right on the front of the middle bin, caught the corner of my eye as I was walking past, was this little beauty here. Is that the right way up? God, it's hard to know, isn't it? This here, I just sort of spotted it out of the corner of my eye. I've been looking for it for quite a while. It's playing in the background. This is All Seeing Hand, the album. Actually, that's upside down. Look at that. God, it's pretty hard to know, isn't it? The album is called Mechatronics. It is their third album, but their first one on vinyl. I have the next one on past this. Yeah, these are on Musi. Oh, this one's on Musi Records. It's in bloody good nick. The sleeve is absolutely perfect. The record has some marks on it, but it cleaned up and plays really nicely. So I'm not complaining. I didn't pay much money for it. Really difficult to actually get your hands on nowadays. When I posted it up on the Vinyl Lovers of New Zealand Facebook page, several comments were made about people had been trying to find it on the internet, and I said yes, I was in the same boat. I'd been trying to find it. It wasn't on Musi, they'd sold out. It wasn't on Discogs for sale, there were no copies for sale, and it wasn't any left on their Bandcamp site for sale either. So I was really stoked to come across that. I also picked up a couple of Discog sales records from another member of the Valon's Vinyl Lovers page, who is actually in Germany and actually helps release some records, and he released this on the name of the record label. I can't even find it. Sonic Squid Records. So this is the music media by the Kiwi Animal from 1983 originally. 1983, yeah, recorded between October 83 and 84, so it must have been released around 1984. Originals going for probably around $300 plus on Discogs. Yeah, this is interesting. I sort of knew about it. It was one of those records that I never knew anything about until I happened to come across it in my travels, in my internet travels, looking for New Zealand records to add to my want list. So it's kind of alternative, folky, acousticy, quite quiet record, but there's some interesting lyrics in it. Yeah. Also from the same seller, I was really pleased to pick up a copy of this beautiful record. This is Wild Things, Wild Kiwi Garage from 1966 to 69. This was released on Flying Nun and distributed by Festival Records in 1990. It was actually compiled in 1988. I had a copy of this originally back in the day before I sold my first original vinyl collection. These go for around about $100 in New Zealand now, if you can find them. I got this for way under that. Really in really good nick. And it's an original. I mean, I don't think it was ever repressed or anything like that. I think this is an original. So a lot of the bands that are doing covers on here are doing cover versions of the songs of the day. Particularly Chance R&B's cover version of I'm Your Witch Doctor. But there are some originals. The La-Di-Da's Astonishing How Is the Air Up There, and the Blue Stars Amazing Social End Product. That Blue Stars record, I think that was the only record they released at 45. You will pay upwards of $1,000 plus for a 7-inch of that if you can find one. Yeah, great record, awesome. New release that had just came out about that time that I made the video, or this was the one I showed, Wax Chattel. Now, Wax Chattels, this is their debut album. They are from Wellington, and so too are this All-Seeing Hand that's playing behind me. And there's actually a wee bit of a correlation between the two bands. One track on this does remind me a little bit of All-Seeing Hand, without the throat singing. As you can see, white vinyl, not particularly sexy in my opinion, to be honest, the white vinyl. Yeah, nice record. It is a really cool debut record. Yeah, really pleased to have it. It is a limited edition version of it. So Wax Chattels, self-titled, interesting, yeah, alternative type music. Now to the culprits that destroyed my last video, my last version of this video. So it must have been a week or two after, roughly after, I picked up that All-Seeing Hand in Penny Lane. I was back in the shop for, again I had another appointment because I've been going to some dental appointments and some physio appointments in town. I've still got one more of those dental appointments to go. Actually, was that the dentist? Was it the doctors? I don't know. I've got so many things happening at the moment. Old age, mate. It's not good. Falling to bits, I am. So I had quite a bit of time in Penny Lane, and I was browsing, and I'd been through a lot of... I went through the jazz bins. I had enough time to get right through the jazz bins. There is a reasonable large selection of jazz, but not a lot of it is stuff I'm interested in. The stuff that I really like, it doesn't turn up that much. But again, I did manage to find some ECMs. And anybody who's a regular watcher of my videos knows that I collect ECMs. I probably am getting up around 90 odd ECMs, original ECMs. The ECM records before the mid 80s or the late. I think the latest one I've got is about 1986, 87, and after that I think they might have started going CD, or they were already going CD, and they were already pretty much recording digitally. They had been for a few years. I think they stopped putting out vinyl and just went CD for quite a long time. They are putting out vinyl again now, reissuing some older stuff and new stuff, but it's pricey, very pricey. But I see. I've been able to pick up quite a lot of ECMs around the South Island here and in Dunedin when I've been down there from the early 70s when they first started out and up into the mid 80s. This is the one that got me in trouble last week or last month last weekend when I posted my video. Journal October by David Darling. I didn't know who David Darling was, but it does turn out I have another one of his records. This is ECM 1161 from 1980. This is really good. He is just playing solo, but he's playing a lot of stuff, acoustic cello, 8-string solid body, electric cello, percussion, bells, gongs, timpani, and even a little bit of voice there. And so it's very contemporary classical, not really jazz. but I really like this. It's got a real minimalist feel to it in places. Yeah, and that was why I was playing it in the background. But yeah, no, really impressed. So really cool. And then I found at the same time, and these were really pretty good price, and they're all German pressings as usual around here, and all absolutely stunning condition. I mean, sleeves not necessarily in the best condition. I mean, they're all intact and they're not too worn, but the vinyl is. Ralph Towner Blue Sun ECM 1250 from 1983. Haven't even listened to that. You know what? I haven't even listened to that. It's been over a month since I bought it. Just been so many records coming in, and then the one that really caught my eye on that day was this one, Solo Piano by the late Paul Bley, Open to Love. ECM 1023 from 1972, I suppose, 73, there it is. So yeah, very early ECM, first Paul Bley record I owned. Yeah, solo, him on a solo piano. Very reminiscent of you know what Keith Jarrett does, and he even does the old groans like Keith Jarrett does actually. Yeah, so I see a few of the tracks are written by his wife Carla, and one by Annette Peacock. Interesting. No, two by Annette Peacock. Okay. So yeah, Paul Bley, really pleased to have that. And again, it's a stunning recording. Beautiful piece of vinyl, very little noise on it. Yeah, so there we are. There's the second making of this video from it is now late June, and as I say, I made it originally back in mid-May. As I said, that was New Zealand Music Month, and I was naughty boy, and I was supposed to be buying all New Zealand music, but I couldn't turn down those ECMs. So that's me again for this video, so I shall get it posted ASAP. Rightio, see you next time.